Good morning. Today is Tuesday, December 13th. I'm Graham. And I'm Mason. Teachers today state 5 rotations. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now be seated. The weather today is fairly nice with a high of 42 degrees. We will now hear from the Patty Sports Show.
Yeah, well, that was a weak applause.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Man, we even have a special guest this morning. What is up, everybody? Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. We hope you have a fantastic day today. And Tuesday means sports show. So, Teddy Ballgame. No. First of all, I don't like being so far away from
I know,
you.
it's kind of weird.
But we do have a special guest in
Yeah.
between us, which is awesome. And we'll get to Mr. Brooks here in a minute. But I know you wanted to hit us with a quick sports story or two.
Well, Delusion World Cup soccer news, we are down to the final 4 teams. We've got Argentina, who will take on Croatia, and France is going to face off against Morocco, with the winners playing for the 2022 World Cup.
Very cool. Pride, right? We talk about pride in our school and having pride in your country. It's an awesome time to show off your pride.
And Delusion fantasy football news, we're also down to the final 4 teams. Teddy Ballgame, Mrs. Anderson, Mrs. Schweer, and Mr. Burton. They will see who will be this year's champion.
That's awesome. So, Final 4, when we get back from winter break, we will have a fantasy football champion. So, whoever that is, you will visit us on the sports show. And best of luck to you guys.
I think it will be a new champion, right?
It will be a new champion. That's awesome. And congratulations to you guys. You guys deserved it. The top 4. Let's see who can pull off the win. And so with that said, boys and girls, if you remember our last sports show last week, we talked about Mr. Brooks. And here he is, because he was highlighted in this local paper here for his accomplishments of running 6 marathons in 6 days. You have run 38 marathons in 38 states. Is that what I'm hearing? And now you set a goal to run a marathon in every continent, right? And so I was telling Mr. Brooks a little earlier, we talk a lot here about setting goals, overcoming challenges, and what that could do for you as a person and what that means. And so, Mr. Brooks, what made you want to take on this challenge?
So I think for me, we moved here from Kansas City. I didn't like the traffic. So I started going to work early. So since I was there early, I decided to work out. And so I started running. And so somebody would say, why don't you sign up for a race? And I was like, well, sounds great. So I signed up for a race, and then they just kept moving from there.
Yeah. And so that was the first challenge, right? And then you kind of maybe surprised yourself and you said, oh, all right, maybe I'm kind of good at this. Or so what have you learned about those challenges and what people are truly capable of?
So for me, with the challenge, when I ran my first marathon, the time was horrible. So 2 months later, I signed up for another race in Jacksonville, Florida. And so I flew out there and I shaved 1 hour and 40 minutes off my time. So, like when you set goals and you achieve those goals, the satisfaction you get, it's like, let me sign up for another race. Let me beat this goal. So then I set a goal. I didn't meet that goal. And so in some weird way, it makes you want to keep doing it until you beat it. So I signed up for Chicago Marathon, and along those ways, I would sign up for marathon just as testers to make sure I could do it. So when I ran the Chicago Marathon, I got another personal record. So by that time, I had already knocked out 3 states. So I said, well, let's start moving with the states. So it's kind of how it went.
Yes, that's momentum. When you set a goal and you achieve it, it makes you wonder what else you can do. So you try it and then you do it. And even if you take a step back, it just makes you want to go further again. And so that's really admirable, man. So now that you've kind of overcome or continue to overcome those challenges, does that change the way you look at other challenges in life outside of running?
Yeah. So I was in grad school. I started grad school while I was in this major feat of running all these marathons. So taking microeconomics. I don't know if you're, if you know what economics are, but taking macroeconomics was a very tough feat. But I would say to myself, well, if I can run a marathon, if I can run 100 miles in 29 hours, this should be really easy. So it allowed me to knuckle down, and I finished that a year earlier.
That's awesome.
In grad school.
And that is so true. Your hardest part of your day is going to be your hardest part of the day. And so it's a good thing to actually look for something really difficult in your day to tackle, because it's going to make everything else seem probably a little easier. So, Mr. Brooks, thank you so much for coming on and sharing this. Again, it aligns with everything that we share on the sports show or just talk about a lot in our school. So any last final parting words?
Yeah, like if I could tell you how I did it, the best way would be to dream big. Once you have that dream, write it down so it can become something that you can start reaching for. We do that in our house in the form of a vision board. So when I ran the 38 marathons in 38 states, it was a financial feat. So I had to find a way to do it. So I first wrote it down, found out how much was it to fly to this country or this state. And then once I did that, all I had to do is execute. So once you have that vision board, you get up and you look at it every day. It's kind of easier to get to that goal.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Life is short. Take advantage of every opportunity that you guys have. No dream is too small. So, Mr. Brooks, thank you so much, man. It was a
Thanks for having
pleasure.
me here. It was
Boys and
an honor.
girls out there, have a great day. Help each other out together, because together we are.
Patty Strong.